We were had been at a church for almost 8 years, and we were in leadership there, and we really felt like God was telling us it was time to move on. And during that time frame, I saw a post on Facebook for a new church that was starting up here local called Seeds. And Jody and I, we kind of looked at it and talked about it a little bit. She made a comment that, what kind of name is that?
I did.
So
I love it now.
We decided to just go ahead and, maybe research it a little more and see what it's about. We decided to come on Lunch Sunday. Was the first Sunday we were coming to Seeds. And we walked in the building and just felt at home. There were people greeting us at the door and people in the lobby, and we were talking to people, and they just acted like we were family already.
The worship was incredible. I've been crying out to see the Lord be able to move through a house like that, and the authenticity of the worship, and just the worshiping Him in spirit and in truth, and people being able to be transformed through that. And I wept. We both were weeping. I was on my knees, of course, and I'm like, okay, God, this is it. And felt like we were home.
I had a job that I had been at for almost 10 years in Middle Tennessee, and was really planning on retiring from there. I didn't see any other reason to go anywhere else. It was a good job, pay was well. Some things happened there that ended up I had to leave. It was a long ride home from work with a small box of things that I collected over 10 years, and showed up at home and walking up the front steps, and Jody's like, what are you doing home? And I'm like, here I am.
Well, I wasn't working, so I thought we're done. We have no income. It's November. We have our 25th wedding anniversary in a few weeks. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. And, oh, Lord, help. Like, what are we going to do? So kind of panicked for a moment.
I received 1 month's worth of severance, and we were trying to make do with what we had there. And we were just really seeking God's face, and we came to the church and was talking to them and looking for some coverage there and some prayer coverage and just people to stand with us and believe God for a miracle to happen. Everyone that I talked to, when I called them and said, hey, I'd lost my job, they were like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll find something next week. Next week will happen. Next week just kept coming. And we hit Thanksgiving, and we hit Christmas, we hit New Year's. I was doing some woodworking for Christmas gifts that we were making. I was out in the garage, and I had finished up everything that I was working on, and God said, I want you to take this board, this simple board, put a piece of twine across the top of it to hang it on the wall, and I want you to write the word trust. And I want you to take it up and put it in your bedroom at the foot of your bed. So every morning when you wake up, that's the first thing you see is trust. And we did, and He moved mightily.
Yes.
It was amazing.
And He moves through the hands of men. That's something we're so grateful for with Seeds, is because you all pulled together and helped us so much.
They showed up at the house with groceries over and over and over again. We were blessed financially over and over again from places that we didn't even expect, people that we didn't even expect. I was constantly in communion with guys that were calling me up and saying, hey, how you doing today? Let me encourage you. It was just love coming from every direction.
Yeah, and something I just thought of was Jamie. Obviously, you're applying for jobs and having possible phone interviews and out of state, far away. And I remember her saying, I don't think you're supposed to leave. And she's like, and that's the Lord. And I thought, oh, gosh, okay. But she kept just encouraging that. And here we are, and we're both employed right now. And that encouragement from her, because that was the hardest thing for me, was picking up and relocating. And I just knew that she was hearing the Lord. God truly showed me what family looks like in a time of need.
So serving Seeds is awesome. We've plugged right in with everything that seems to be happening here. I guess the best way to put it is our hearts are aligned with what's happening at Seeds. Playing in the worship team, playing bass has just been, I melt every time I think about it.
Life-changing for him.
Yeah, it has been. It's just so free, and you definitely can feel the love of God coming out of every single person that's on that team.
The level of humility is great.
Yeah.
I love this prayer team. Again, I can't get away from the word humility. I've seen such great humility, which I know the Lord is so drawn to that. I know that the Seeds Church has a calling for healing. I believe God has marked Seeds Church to establish his kingdom in this area.